Testing. What's going on, people? Jim and the YB back once again. The voice is gone, it's shocked, folks. Let's check the microphone's working. Testing. Sweet. So, people, let me give the rundown of today's. We're going to be here for a little while still. This is the rundown. We're going to talk about Mike Tyson versus Fake the Cake Paul. We're then going to talk about an Oxfam global appeal. Let me tell you right now, yeah? Usyk, you're almost finishing this game. Punch this guy up, Fake Paul, at cruiserweight. Go back down to 200 pounds or heavyweight, whatever, and slap the head off him. After you finish with Fury, slap the head off this big bulbous cake-looking ass. That's Usyk. Number 2, who was the other guy I got on here? Carrot Top, Canella. Get your little ass in there. You fighting bums anyway. Deal with this guy. He's pissing me off. Who else we got? Gervonta Davis. He probably too small, but put him in there. Put someone in there. Yeah? I'm tired of it now. Jay Opataya, cruiserweight belt. I don't even like Opataya like that. Opataya will slap the head off Fake Paul properly. Slap his head off. Yeah? Fake Paul wants to, I want to fight for a belt. Who's Opataya fighting, man? He's fighting randoms anyway. So get Opataya the bag on Netflix. Yeah, fix the Moody belts are moody anyway. So bring Fake Paul into the rankings, top 15 or whatever it is. Bring him in there. And let Jay Opataya smack his head off for a world title. Yeah? That's what I'm up to now. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of it now. He's useless, people. Anyway, that's that bit. That's coming later. We're finishing off them bars later. But for now, we talk about Mike Tyson. We're talking about the Oxfam appeal. I'm appealing to all boxers out there who are half decent to fill this guy in. Yeah, get him done properly. I want him done some serious harm. Mike's 70 trillion year old. Yeah, Mike is from 1000 BC, before Christ. Fact. Look at the knees, man. Yeah? Them knees were archaic. They were like historical knees, man. Jeez, Egyptian knees, man. The Egyptians have been knocking around for thousands of years. What don't you man understand? Yeah, when was the last time you saw the Egyptians knocking about? It was 4,000 years ago. You can't turn up to a fight, yeah, with ancient Egyptian knees. You can't do it, man. You can't do it. That's what you can't do. Oh, man. Thirdly, so those are the first two topics. The third topic, Taylor versus Serrano. The fourth topic, Jake Paul said I wasn't trying to hurt Mike Tyson. Fake news. Yeah. Oh, I've heard a few boxing heads saying, I think Jake Paul wanted to just have a move around. You're bugging. Go back and watch it back. Jake Paul was licking his hand off as hard as he could. Mike's head movement, to be fair, his knees and legs were shot, no doubt, and he couldn't pull the trigger, but his head movement was phenomenal. That's the bottom line. And if you watch the fight back and actually look, Jake Paul was trying his hardest. Mike was just rolling it all. He just couldn't come back. And the last thing we'll do is the gambling update. I'm down about 50 quid. I got carried away. I kept finding loads of bets like Mike Tyson on points at 27 to 1. And I got sucked in, so I lost about 50 quid, but whatever. I told you already yesterday, yeah? I'm going to be betting on anyone who's half decent against Fake Paul, because he's useless. And we even saw it last night. The first round, Jake Fake Paul, he cacked his pants. Fact. He cacked his pants. Didn't know that ring. Anyway, let's get to it now. Let's get to the actual video. Whoops. Let's get to the video of the fight. Let's talk about the fight is what I'm saying. I'm not really sure how I can do this. I want to play some clips, but I don't want to get smoked. Here's the truth here. Is it worth it? I mean, maybe you guys should. I don't want to take risks. I don't want to take penitentiary chances, but watch it yourself, essentially. Let's leave it there. I'm fixing to play some clips. Maybe I'll tell you what I'll do. Give me a second. If I download it, yeah. YouTube downloader. If I download it and bang it onto my editor, I'll be able to do the frame by frame. But in the meantime, let me start spitting some bars. Listen, people. In that first round, I had Mike winning the first round clearly. And the second round I had him winning, but it could have been a draw. But the first round, which is all that really matters in this situation when you're fighting an ancient, fossilised, need individual, peg-legged. Yeah, Pirate would have been proud of them legs that Mike had. He's 60 years old. Now you can say, oh, what's some corny in the comments? That's another thing we need to do. Put on my list, talk about the comments. Because some people are saying, oh, IB, you need to apologise to the Hatman. Oh, apologise to Hatman. Hatman didn't put no bread up. He didn't put no bread up. Apologise for what? Yeah, I don't apologise to man sitting there just, well, Mike Tyson's still got his power. That'll be the last thing to go. But Jake Paul's young. And leave it out there, all mysterious. Where's people? Hatman could have come on and said, hey, bash, Mike Tyson shot to bits. And I've got $1,000 on Jake Paul. Free money. He didn't do that. Most of these men don't do that. They come on afterwards and say, oh, I told you it was a bad idea. You didn't think it was that much of a bad idea. Yeah? Because if I thought it was a bad idea, I'd have put the bang on fake Paul to smoke him. Right? That's what you do. And with all due respect, on that gambling note, I did say, which was against the actual money line, I said the most likely outcome is a points win for someone. I said, and the bookies had it, Jake Paul knocking him out as the favourite. Oops. Now, you can be delusional and say, oh, Jake was carrying him. Jake wasn't doing nothing of the sort. Did you hear his corner? I suggest you watch the fight back. Did you hear his corner? His corner were begging him on. This guy's old, he's finished, he's shot, you're young, go get it. Stand there. And if you watch the last round, Jake Paul comes out like this, implying he's going to kind of storm forward, and then cacks his pants. He's useless. He's useless, people. Seriously. I don't say that often. Fake Paul is useless. If Mike was 50 and not 58, he'd got his ass beat. And that's one thing I will give Hatman credit for, because there were a few delusional people, a few delusional men were telling me, oh, the Mike Tyson who beat, what's his name, the Irish guy, who lost to the Irish guy. Was it McNeely? No, it's not McNeely. It's the last fight he had. Oh, YB. Mike Tyson was shot 20 years ago. He lost to, what's his name, Kevin, I think it was, Kevin something. He lost to Kevin McBride, that was it. Oh, YB, he was shot 20 years ago and he lost to Kevin McBride. That Mike Tyson would have punched the head off fake Paul. Do you understand? Do you understand that, people? His head would have got punched off. So stop talking about that. Like Jake Paul's that guy. Jake Paul went life and death with a 70-year-old man. He's been on the coke for 20,000 years. What's wrong with you lot, man? It's irritating, man. It's irritating. Get this guy in there. Get him in there. Get him in there with Carrot Top. Carrot Top, what are you doing? All due respect, what are you doing, Carrot Top? Oh, I don't want to fight Beterbiev, but equally, I don't want to fight Beterbiev, who's the top of serious boxing at your weight division. Equally, you don't want to handle like the miscellaneous job of fake Paul. Make your mind up. What do you want to do? Keep fighting Bum Langer? No one wants to watch that. We'll all tune in to Netflix, yeah, and watch you punch fake Paul's head off. What are you doing for 100 million? What's going on here? What's wrong with people? Yeah? Don't make a mockery of the sport. Do something, Carrot Top. Do something. Do something, man. Because you ain't doing nothing for the sport like that anymore. You're fighting bums anyway. So you might as well do a public service. Because I don't care how small Carrot Top is. He will punch Jake Paul's head off. People. His head will come off. Fake Paul, Mike's legs were shot to bits, and fake Paul was panicking in there, clinging on, running. That ring was massive, people. How big was that ring? I've never seen a ring so big. 24 feet, people. 24-foot ring. Yeah, the biggest ring possible. Fact. You don't get no bigger than 24-foot ring. Why? He's 70-year-old. You know Mike's legs ain't like that. It should have been a smaller ring. The ring should have been 16 feet. Get in there and fight. Oh, I'm 27, bro. People, for all the Jake Paul homosexuals out there telling me, oh, Jake carried him. If Jake wanted to carry him, yeah, he wouldn't have come in with a 24-foot ring, the biggest possible. Who would that benefit? Who would a massive ring benefit? It was never going to be Mike. That's a fact. And we even know this from Mike's prime. When Mike fought Larry Holmes, it was controversial because the ring was really small on purpose, because it was obviously the promotion was to benefit Mike. So that was Mike in his prime. He wanted an 18-foot ring or whatever it was. Let's have a look. I think it was Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, ring size. So this will prove to you how ridiculous it is. I'm trying to think. Anyway, I remember hearing something about it. Yeah, it was controversial. The ring was tiny. Okay. Anyway, take my word for it, people. The ring was tiny in that fight. Ring footage. How big was Tyson versus Larry Holmes ring? Come on, man. Don't put me on. Where's the AI at, man? Where's the AI? Okay, no. AI. You can't find me what size the ring was. Oh, AI's doing this. Can't find me the ring, though. What the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying? You best believe that AI, yeah, it can censor things you meant 100%. It does no problem finding out how to censor shit, but you can't put me on with the ring size. Piss me off. Oh, apparently it was a big ring. I'm not sure what size. Either way, man. Either way, people. It was the biggest ring possible. How about that? Yeah, if Jake Paul was really in so much control, yeah, he could have tucked up and just touched Mike to the body. Tucked up, walked straight forward, showed us levels. Does that make sense? Tiny ring, then just stood there and caught it all and banged his body. Right, that's what you'd do. That's what's polite to do. I'm in so much control and I don't want to hurt him. I'm just going to touch his body. Fake Paul was running and clinching. Do you understand that, retards? He was not dominating nothing. I saw some corny dude on, Jake Paul dominates Mike. He didn't do anything. Them rounds, honestly, yeah, most of them rounds was close because Mike weren't doing nothing. If Mike had been able to let his hands go a little bit more, he'd have won every round, essentially. It's not like Jake Paul was pinging him everywhere. It wasn't. And the few times Jake came in, if Mike leaped him with a hook, Jake was clinging on for dear life. Watch the first round really is a representation of how the fight would have gone 10 years ago. If not, obviously even better. But the first round shows you what's really up here. You've got a young 27-year-old guy panic clinching and panic running from a 60-year-old man in a massive ring. I think the ring was probably 28 feet, to be honest. They said it was 24, but I don't believe that. It was massive. I've never seen a ring so big in my life. I haven't. I'm sorry. I've never seen a ring that big in my life. And what it meant was, when you watch Mike versus Roy Jones, which really was a very small ring, Mike only had to have one phase. I mean, there's pro boxers today who are lacking a second phase. It's like you initiate and then you go again. Mike in his prime had a second and third phase, but obviously at 60. So in the Roy Jones fight, he was able to get his first phase off. And a few times Mike tried the first phase, Jake Paul had 20 foot to his left, 20 foot to his right, 20 foot behind him, so you can't catch him. Despicable. That's despicable. This should have been the smallest ring possible, surely. And I'm not saying that even with the smallest ring, Mike would have won. But when you're 27-year-old and you're running like that, and honestly, the biggest takeaway from this fight, honestly, you could say, obviously, Jake Paul won it, there's no doubt about that. But the biggest takeaway in terms of skill, if you broke this fight down to every attribute, yeah, what was the highest rated skill from this fight? It was Mike Tyson's head movement. Fact. Yeah? And a lot of you man, YB, Jake Paul was going easy. Jake Paul was trying to hit him. Mike was just slipping and rolling them all off. The problem was he couldn't get off. Yeah? He had the defense, but he wasn't able to turn the defense into offense. Naturally. He's 60. Whatever. In that first round though, despite being 60, despite being shot to bits, he was chasing fake Paul all around the ring. That's a fact. And the judge who gave it 72-80, I think it was, implying that Jake Paul won all the rounds. You are delusional, people. Absolutely delusional. If you people in the comments now, tell me who had fake Paul winning that first round. Let me block your ass right now for free, for nothing. Yeah, I'd block your ass right now. He didn't win the first round. You bugging. I had Mike winning fairly, probably 2 rounds out of that fight. I mean, that's not bad, given how bad he looked, if that makes sense. And there were signs. I got carried away. I said it at the time, to be fair to myself. I said at the time, I'm probably getting carried away, but I can't stand Jake Paul. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. And the odds, to be honest, I'd probably do it again, if that makes sense. Not obviously, I wouldn't bet on, if there was a rematch, I wouldn't bet on Mike again, but I'm saying, the odds, Mike Tyson on points at 25 to 1, it's worth a punt. And in the end, I put about, I had it where I must have had how much on? Probably about 40 quid actually on Mike on points, which would have paid back like $1,000. So that I got carried away just getting. But think about it, yeah. If Mike could have carried on from round 1, what's Fake Paul gonna do? He couldn't do nothing when Mike wasn't even throwing. The minute Mike started throwing, just have a look what Jake did. So annoying. I hate these YouTube rules, man. The rules should be you're allowed. Well, the rules are a fact, and that you're able to react to content. I should be able to play the fight video, you man watch it and talk about it, but no, you know what I mean, the cabal, they do what they want. Take it, YB, that's what they say. Can't even annotate a video, I need to find a way to rip it. I'm not sure I'm even going to get away with little clips, to be honest. Maybe I'll just do the, maybe I'll just do... Download that video. Tyson versus Jake Paul. I need to find a channel that's not Sky. Sky are pagans, man. ESPN, would that be able to be ripped? So I think it's important to actually see it. Yeah, because it's easy to say, oh, AV, you know what I mean? Jake Paul this, Jake Paul's no good. Mike was slipping all of his shots. Yeah, he got caught a few times, and really, it's sad to see that it showed how shot Mike was. He was so shot, little tappy jabs, really little tappy jabs that weren't even bothering Nate Diaz or Mike Perry. Had Mike like proper half out of it. That's how bad Mike Tyson was, if that makes sense, neurologically speaking, and his age. And yet he was still able to slip off and roll all of Jake's shots, more or less. Nothing massive landed, and it's ridiculous to say Jake Paul wasn't trying. I suggest you watch the fight. He was, in the first round even, he dipped and winged his right hand as hard as he could. If that had caught Mike right there, he'd have been probably knocked out. So don't lie. Don't say, oh, I went easy on him. Because you're not going easy on someone when you're looking at the floor and bowling for their head. Jake Paul did a few body shots, but again, if Jake Paul had come out, yeah, and pinged Mike's body around, just touched him to the body at will, I'd say, yeah, you're playing with him. That's what Mike Tyson did with Roy Jones. It was mainly a body assault. That's what you do when you're being respectful. Jake Paul was losing up to the head the whole way. He threw a few body shots, he's mainly to the head. So make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. He's no good. That's why he couldn't stop Mike Tyson. I'm not sure how to do this, people. I'm really not. I can't rip it off. After this, show you the pictures, you can see, you can watch it yourself anyway, people. The day you've seen it already. I really want to show the first round though. Because the first round was shocking, and you can say, oh, YB, and he was boxing. It just looked bad. It's a bad look. It's a bad look, man. Running, didn't do nothing. We don't talk about, oh, Mike, don't run at me. This round 1. The ring is absolutely massive, people. There was the right hand. That was the right hand. Everyone was saying, oh, he's going easy. Watch his right hand. Watch the ferocity of it. If on the replay, it kind of slicked his head. If that had caught Mike properly, he'd have been knocked out. So stop playing that he was going easy. And this, look how big this ring is. The ring's massive. Mike's not even in the middle of it. It's like, it's ridiculous. To get close to Jake Paul, you can go, it's ridiculous, man. And listen, people, when your face starts making them kind of, yeah, that's when you're trying to hit someone hard. If you're having to move around, you don't really leaping in and proper over leveraging yourself. If you're having to move around, so stop playing. He was going life and death in there with Mike Tyson, 60-year-old Mike Tyson, and most of the shots got slipped. If we're honest here, most of the shots Mike was rolling with, it was phenomenal. That was the highlight. The highlight of this fight was Mike Tyson's head movement, honestly. It was not Jake Paul's amazing prowess and how he was able to touch Mike at will. He couldn't touch Mike at all. And he was scared. He's just running. Mike exploded, bopped him right in his mouth. And there was another follow-up as well. Is that the first round over with? Here we go. Here's the right hand. Looking at the floor again. Just grazed Mike. It grazed Mike. Yeah, looking at the floor, bowling it over like he normally does. So stop. Just forget about the narrative that Jake Paul was carrying Mike Tyson. He was not. Yeah, his corner are in there. Get this old. He's old. He's shot. He's finished. It's your time. At the end of the 8th round, I'm going to find it now. Scrap it. I'm going to find it now. At the end. Sorry,
a disturbing new lawsuit is alleged.
Whoa. At the start of the 8th round here. Yeah, live events 100. Whoa, that's bait. Trying to hot me up, man. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the 8th round. Let's have at the start of the 8th round I'm looking for. At the start of the 8th round, fake Paul comes out like this, elbows in and implying he's going to storm forward. That's what he did. And then he bottled it the minute Mike got close to him. Look at Mike. He's finished. Gonna have to make this screen shorter though. Smaller, even smaller, because I can't risk it. It's one of them ones. Right now. You man basically can't even see it, but I'm just gonna find the I'm gonna make that smaller as well. Here we go.
Big Paul, then no, thought a jab hook right hand.
See, look at that there, people. This is in slow motion. Obviously, this isn't a man. Jake Paul isn't a man having a move around. That's what we know for a fact. What's going on here? Yeah, them highlights. So Jake comes in. I'll make it bigger again now. Very annoying. Probably get smoked anyway, to be fair. Jake Paul comes in. Whaps him on the head with his classic slapping left hook. Classic clubbing Jake Paul. Tries to wing another hook in, is slapping away, whacking Mike's head. This isn't someone who's trying to look after Mike. Yeah, he was going life and death in there with Mike. Fact. And I won't hear nothing else from no one else about it. That's the facts of the situation. He was getting there blowing. I got a video coming in a bit. Jake Paul made excuses. Oh, my ankle, I was actually broken. I couldn't spar, so I wasn't as fit. Make your mind up. Were you in there schooling Mike Tyson or not? Were you in there schooling Mike Tyson or not? You wasn't. That's why you didn't knock him out. Then you, oh no, I knew to carry him. Bullshit. Yeah. Mike was shot to bits. Absolutely shot to bits. Look, Jake's walking him down. Here we go. Look at his face as well. Look at this guy. In fact, I want to play the audio as well from the corner. I want to play it. Well, maybe that's a better thing to do. Well, no, we're here now anyway. Let's just do this bit.
Final.
So this is the 8th round, yeah?
2 minutes of the fight.
Mike's blowing.
Tyson is still on his stool. Mouthguard put it in, and he does stand up. And here we go. Final 2 minutes of this fight.
This bit here. Watch Jake Paul now. He's got his hands up. He's got this stance like he can do something. Look. Creeping in. Just the first time he did that the whole fight. He's creeping in, implying like he's going forward, like he's stalking Mike. And the minute Mike throws a punch, Jake don't want no more. Look. Mike's knees, yeah, Mike's 70-year-old knees were too fluid for Jake Paul to get on. He couldn't break Mike down, essentially. Despite being shot to bits. Anyway, you can watch it yourself. I do want to play the corner work though. That's what I do want to play. Because Jake Paul's trainer, he a bozo. For real. Yeah, the bars that Jake Paul's trainer was giving about Mike. Oh, he's old, he's shot. That's not someone who's having to move around people. When your trainer's egging you on to go get it, that's because you've been training to knock him out. Right? If Jake Paul had been training to have a move around with Mike, his trainer would be saying, beautiful, you're carrying him. Keep it going. Just keep touching him. He wasn't saying that. He was saying, get this guy out of it. It's your time. Jake Paul can't pull the trigger because he's no good. He is rubbish, fake Paul is. And the first guy who puts it on him, Tony Blue will punch his head off. Yeah? Tony Blue will punch his head off. For sure. Carl Froch, he's 15, he's a bit small. I need someone who can get the job done, man. I don't need no more piss-offs. That's what I don't need. I need someone who can get the job done. I think Tony Blue's only like 40. Froch is knocking on for 50. So it's like you're getting there, and he's small relative to Jake Paul. So I don't like that. I don't like the idea of Froch, to be honest. Let's have a look at Tony. Box rec. I mean age. Age. 41. Perfect. Tony Blue punched his head off. Tony Blue got the size. And he got the age. Let's see what Carl Froch is. I mean, I'd put money on Carl Froch to beat Jake Paul, 47, knocking on 50. Knocking on 50, man. And he's been out of the game a while. And after seeing that, I don't want to see no more of that. That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see no more of that. So I need someone to get it done. Tony Bellew, get it done. Andre Ward will get it done, for sure. Both of them too. Where are you at? Get on this guy. Tony Blue comes up. Oh, I don't really want to call out Jake, but call him out. Tell him you want him bad. These guys, Andre Ward, what are you doing? Tony Blue, what are you doing? Get on the campaign. You want this guy. You want him. Yeah? You need to give us, this is humanitarian, people. Humanitarian justice, public service. How much millions you man made from the game, man? Give something back. You do it for free, honestly, yeah. More time you get paid anyway, but you should do it for free. This is a public service. He's an idiot. A proper irritating idiot as well. Proper irritating idiot. Get him out of here. Get him out. I don't want to hear no more from Fake Paul. No more from him. Tony Bellew is Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew. I forgot. Someone called him Tony Bellew and it stuck with me, so that's why I call him Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew. That's mad people. Where are we? Where was he up to? Have we talked about the fight enough now? I mean, we'll do a round breakdown quickly. I'm not going to watch it again, but the round breakdown was Mike won round 1, round 2 was closer. And then I think Mike at 60, he felt something in there. And I think he's probably knackered as well. He's exhausted. I think that first round exhausted him. And that was fair play to some people who, well, they say they got it right, but I didn't hear a bag of man putting money on Fake Paul. Yeah, for me to give someone credit, you had to come out and say, I got $1,000 on Jake Paul. or £100 or something decent. So a decent amount on Jake Paul. That's what you had to do. Yeah? No one was doing that. No one was looking to do that. So there was obviously certainly the majority of people actually were doing that, but no one I heard of. No one I heard of. All these intellectuals won't come on here telling me it's going to be Jake Paul, and I got money on because he's old. And if Mike had been able to maintain that first round, he'd have at least got a draw. Yeah, that's what he'd have done. At least got a draw. Anyway, let's now get to exposing Jake Paul and his lies about how he was trying to carry him. Because we got some verbiage here. This happened after. This was in the post-fight interview in the ring. This is what he said initially. Initially, he said this.
Amazing group of people, and it's just an honor to be in the ring with all of them.
Did you try to knock him out?
Man, I was trying to hurt him a little bit, you know. I was scared that he was going to hurt me. I'm trying to hurt him, but, you know, I did my best. I did my best.
Mike, could I ask, do you want to do this again, or are you officially done now?
I did my best. I was scared that he was going to hurt me. I'm trying to hurt him, but...
There you go. I was scared he's trying to hurt me. Yeah? That's the actual... You can sit there and say he was carrying him. The actual reality is, from what I saw, the way he was running in there with a massive ring. You don't book the biggest ring possible, people, if you're not scared to death of a 60-year-old man. You do not do that. You say, I'm skilled enough. True skill isn't having a ring. People, if you made a ring that was 100 feet, Shakur Stevenson would never lose. Because he'd just touch you and whoop, and run a marathon. He'd touch you once at the start of the round and just backpedal the whole way. That's what he'd do. And he'd never be beat. So the size of the ring does matter. The size of the ring dictates how many phases an aggressive fighter needs to get you to the ropes. Yeah? If you're in a 24-foot ring and the guy's running, you need about 3 phases to cut the ring off. You need to go in and slip again. And you can't do that at 60. This ring should have been smaller than normal, not bigger than normal. Should have been a 16-footer or an 18-footer. And that's what I noticed in the Roy Jones fight. The ring was much smaller. And that enabled Mike to just basically do one phase and he'd be at the ropes. I didn't even know that, to tell the truth, I didn't even know. Not that it would have stopped me doing anything I did, but I didn't even know that the ring was 24 feet. Let's have a look. I think the normal was 20 foot. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes all the difference. And that's what we saw. Every time Mike would try and approach, Jake Paul had a bunch of options to run away from. And that shows a lot about him. Yeah? He don't know how to. He should have been saying, okay, Mike, you're fit 60. I'll just stand here and just suck in and bang off to your body. He didn't do that. Didn't do it at all. If any time Mike put him under pressure, Jake Paul was back in his box. And that's ultimately what stopped Jake Paul stopping Mike Tyson. The head movement and the fact that Mike touched him maybe once or twice around. Jake didn't want to know anymore. He didn't want to know anymore. I don't really remember once him standing there. Mike looked shocked a bit. Mike was like, he was like this, all discombobulated, and Jake Paul was still slapping him. He couldn't do nothing, man. You can knock out a 60-year-old man. He's bad for fake Paul. It's bad for him. Anyway, let's get to this thing here. So you've heard that. Immediately after the fight, he says, I didn't want to. I was scared he was going to hurt me. And then he's obviously had time to think about it now. Yeah, by the time the post-fight press conference starts, he's had time to build a narrative. Because he realises it looks bad. What he doesn't know is that we all heard the corners. We all saw the shots as well. Go back and watch it, people. The way Jake Paul was loading up and winging that hand, if it had clipped Mike, he'd have been knocked out. That's not someone going easy. Yeah? Anyway, here's the fake news.
It didn't faze me, and I just felt at home just because I'm on the path of riding my destiny. And when you're really close to God and on the path of your destiny, you just feel everything so much more, and you just know what's going to happen ahead of time.
Round 3, Mike seemed to be running out of gas a little bit. You were working the jab really well. At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Did you feel Mike's power at all?
No.
You didn't feel his power? Why was the ring 24 foot, fake Paul? Why was it the biggest ring ever in the history of the game, fake Paul? Exactly. Oops. Yeah, if I'm not scared of someone's power, I'll put the fight in a phone box. So I'll just suck in there. Ba-ba, ba-ba. Yeah, right? That's what you do when you're not scared about someone's power. Well, even if you booked a massive ring because you're prang, once you get in there and don't feel his power, you're not running and clinging on to a 60-year-old man, showing levels. I'm not saying, if you're arguing, oh, Jake Paul could have took his head off. I think if Jake Paul had balls, he could have took his head off, but he don't. So he didn't. That's what actually happened. Yeah? And if Jake Paul was showing levels, Jake Paul could have shown us that he could have took Mike Tyson's head off. How you do that is, Mike, I'm going to stand here stuck in the mud, and you're so old and shot as he was, you can leap in with your left hook, and I'm just going to stand here and touch your body and ping off and make you look silly. Jake Paul didn't do that. He was running and clinching anytime Mike got close. That's not someone who's in control and taking his granddad for a walk. It's not. That's someone in there actually having a fight. He was having a fight with Mike. Yeah, he was having a fight with Mike. He was blowing. And that's why he makes this excuse here. Listen to this.
On his own boss.
And two, he won't do it. He knows better. He might.
That kind of went away as the rounds went on.
You want to talk about the last 3 weeks at all? I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
important to share.
Yeah, I 22 days ago, I completely sprained my ankle, completely tore the ligament, anterior ligament, and like contusion, snapped the other side of my foot. Was on crutches for 4 or 5 days, and it just hindered the end of my training camp.
Yes.
I don't know how it didn't get leaked or anything like that, but it just made everything mentally more difficult to go into the ring with a sprained ankle, having to tape it up, and I missed about 2 weeks of sparring, so I really only sparred 1 or 2 times before this fight, and that's why my cardio didn't feel as good in there tonight. But you just roll with the.
Make your mind up. Yeah? People, if you're taking someone for a dog walk, taking old Mike, ancient Mike, for a dog walk, what do you need cardio for? Just in there flowing and having a laugh. Why are you making excuses? Oh, I couldn't. Make your mind up here. Were you taking him for a walk, or were you blowing and going 50-50 life and death? I put to you, and anyone else who's talking rubbish, he was going life and death in there. Life and death. You don't cling on for dear life if you're comfortable, people. That's a fact. You don't run around the ring. That's the only thing that saved Jake Paul, essentially, was the fact he could run hard. Literally running, galloping away, scared to death. That's legitimate. I'm not even capping. I'm not even doing it for, oh, you're emotive. No. He actually was. That's a fact. He's no good. Oh, I actually sprained my ankle in turning. Sprained your ankle, man. And let's get rid of that narrative now about the sprained ankle bullshit. Number one, all of his sparring clips, his ankle looked fine to me. He looked to me like he was doing a bunch of sparring, right? And if your ankle's that bad, do you know what you don't do? If your ankle's that bad, you don't run all night, right? That's the last thing you can do. We've seen people's ankles go whatever before in a fight. You're stuck in the mud now. Time to fight now. I'm standing right here. I can't move my ankle. Right? If your ankle's that mashed up, you can't gallop and pivot and roll and clinch, and you can't do that. So make it make sense, people. He's making excuses why he went life and death. I ran out of gas because my ankle was gone. No, you ran out of gas because you're no good. And 60-year-old Mike had you on skates. Fact. 60-year-old Mike had you on skates. And Mike was shot to pieces. And I did say at the time, I saw signs he looked a bit, but I thought there was enough there. And what I didn't know was the ring was going to be the biggest ring possible, which enabled Jake to have so much more room to just constantly move. And Mike would have to work even harder to get him to the ropes. And if you watch Mike Tyson, let's have a look. I want to see what the ring sizes was. So Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was actually 24 feet. Let's have a look at Tyson versus Jones ring size. I think that was notoriously small as well. Whoa. Let's see if it's on here. I don't even know. What is there anything about the information so opaque for these times? Like, let's have a look. Ring. Well, essentially, people. This ring was tiny. This one was. This ring was tiny, to be honest. Roy Jones hands more than Jake, which gave Mike opportunities. Jake was literally using the fact he's 27 and taller. That's how he boxed. Running, using all of his advantages, which is not what you'd do if you're having to move around. And really, what he said, I wanted it to be exciting. Well, Jake, if you want it to be exciting and you was in complete control, just tuck up and let Mike whack your arm. Make it entertaining. You wasn't that. You're right, you weren't in that much control, was you? Oh, I'm in so much control, I'll just let Mike whack me on the arm. I got him, he's so slow and his knees are so short, I'll just catch it and do you know what I mean? Make it a bit interesting. No, you was running, is what you was doing. So don't let me hear no one else talk about, oh, I think it was Tunde saying, oh, YB, oh, not to me, but on his thing, it was scripted and Jake was put in there to have a move around. Bugging, you're giving him too much respect. Too much respect. That's a fight, in fact, I wouldn't mind seeing. Yard versus... It's not going to happen. Yard's not got a big enough profile, but put Yard in there with fake Paul. Yeah? Well, I don't know. Yard got boxed. The Latvian, man. I don't know, actually. Forget about Yard. I need someone who can handle their business, man. I know Baloo can handle his business. I know Tony Baloo can handle his business. I know Andre Ward can handle his business. I know Usyk will handle his business. Jaya Pataya will handle his business. Yeah? Those four men will get this done. Carrot Top, throw him in there as well. Canella. Throw Carrot Top in there. He'll get that job done properly. Yeah, any of them five will fill fake Paul. I don't care how big the ring is, how much he's running, they'll fill him right the way in for him. Push his wig, that big turkey-looking wig, right back. He'd be going straight to Turkey. By the time any of them 5 man finish with fake Bull, he'd be on the plane to Turkey, man. Hey, man, tighten this hairline up. I got pushed back. I just got in there with Usyk and he slapped my head off for the culture. It's time for one of these man, yeah, to do something for the culture. You man made enough money now, right? You can make some more. So it's not like we're asking you to go in there and do it for free. You man can make some more money on Netflix, probably even more than you're making now. Right? How big would a Jake Paul and Usyk fight be, for example, on Netflix? How big would that be? Oops. How big would a Jake Paul and Canelo fight be? Oops. Now, obviously, Tony Bellew and Andre Ward and Jaya Pataya, they're more cult classics. Either way, yeah. Usyk's more... if Usyk beat Fury again and then he should go into semi-retirement and cash out with $100 million Netflix bag, slapping Jake Paul's head off. Just slap his head right off. Yeah? Slap his head right off. Because you can't run from music like that, to be fair. You can't. Because, you know, when Jake Paul steps in and he looks good against 70-year-old Mike, Usyk would have slapped him off about 5 times. Just slapped him in his mouth. Like that. That's what would happen against Usyk with fake Paul. And you can say, oh, YB, Jake Paul's making a mockery of the sport. Jake Paul's making a mockery of the sport because you, man, ain't handling your business. That's why he's making a mockery. You're letting him swan around it. Like he's doing something. Someone needs to step up. Yeah? And in fact, that moves me on to my next point. Listen, I don't really rate... Clarissa's okay, but these bars here from Clarissa... These are fire bars. This is the truth. I don't know what's going on with the world. When not one man going to step up and handle the business. To be fair to Brady's put it on Jake Paul, but Brady's don't have the clout, and it's not. Obviously, Jake Paul claims he's serious. Jake Paul should really have fought Brady's, but he's not going to do that. Brady's don't have nothing for him, so it's not going to happen. That said, there's plenty of men out there who have got some in Usyk or Canelo, essentially. Usyk's 38 now. A year from now, when he's done whatever else he's planning on doing, what else you got to do? He was talking about going back to cruiserweight anyway. So go back to cruiserweight, nick a belt somewhere, and drag Jake Paul in there. Drag him in there and fight for a belt. Oh, do it for your heavyweight belts, man. Get some moody thing. People, I want to watch Usyk slap Jake Paul up more than I want to watch Usyk versus Dubois. That's the God's honest truth here. Hate to say it, that's the truth. Yeah? I want Usyk versus Jake Paul on Netflix before I want to see Usyk and Dubois. Get him in there. Get him in there. That's what I want to watch. Because I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of it. He's no good. You can say OIB. He's working. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's getting you irritated. No, he's just an idiot. How about that? He's an idiot who's no good at all. He's either fighting small people who are no good or old people who are 70 years old. 70 years old. Mike Tyson is. In Dan Kinahan Coker years. Yeah, if you adjust Mike Tyson's age for the amount of coke he put up his nose, he's 70. So well done. You built a 70-year-old retired sniffhead. That's what you did, Fake Paul. And you went life and death in doing it, by the way. I'll throw that in there as well for free. Anyways, the bars from Clarissa.
He's not a real boxer. He's bad for boxing, this and that. He ain't that good of...
In your opinion?
Definitely a win for me for Mike Tyson because I just love him. Win, lose, or draw. I love him.
So who should Jake fight now, in your opinion?
Hey, you say you want to fight Canelo. Now, this is what I want to understand about the men's in boxing. Huh? This is what I want to understand.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
This is what the GWOAT don't understand.
Yeah, we'll let China.
If Jake Paul, right, and y'all complain and say, oh, he's not a real boxer, he's bad for boxing, this and that, he ain't that good of a boxer, why the hell y'all won't get in the ring and fight him and beat him? Couldn't no girl from YouTube come to boxing and say, oh, I'm going to be world champion, I'm going to beat Clarissa Shields. And Clarissa Shields don't get in the ring and whoop her ass and send her back to YouTube. Which one of you guys who Jake Paul is calling out, and I'm even going to say this is the King Canelo. If Jake Paul is calling you out talking about he can beat you in a fight, why won't you just whoop his ass?
Yes. Like, for real.
Just do it. What is all this? Oh, he hasn't earned the fight with me. He isn't that great. He's not a real boxer. Well, show him he's not a real boxer.
Get some free money.
Shut him up. It's a check.
A free check.
I heard that he made $40 million a night, and Tyson made $20 million. Hey, if they gonna pay Canelo that type of money for a guy who can't fight, I mean for a guy who they say not a good boxer, come on now. Let's be real.
And that's the truth, people. I really can't say it better than that. Yeah, I can't say it better than that. And I know Tony Bellew, he says, oh, I'm retired now. And I get it. Tony Bellew doesn't necessarily have the biggest name, but still, you're retired, man. Get on this guy, yeah? Call him out. Get on Sky Sports or DAZN or whatever and say, Jake Paul, I want you. I want to slap your head off because you're no good. And you're irritating the sport of boxing right now because you're no good. And he might not fight you. I think Jake Paul would fight Canelo and Usyk. And maybe Jay Apatow if it's for a belt. People. Canelo, oh, he can't box, he hasn't earned it. What had Bum Langer done, Carrot Top? Yeah? What had Edgar Bum Langer done to earn it? Right? Jake Paul, there's two ways you can earn a fight, yeah? You can earn a fight through really beating top champions, or you can earn a fight by being a Class A idiot. Yeah? That's how you earn yourself a whooping. You either beat loads of good people and you've worked your way there, or you're just a clown and people want to see you get whooped for money. Right? And Fake Paul, he does the second one all day and night. He's in there making Mike Tyson look like... He didn't make Mike Tyson was slipping all the shots, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm the face of boxing and Canelo needs me. Canelo likes easy money. That's what I can't fathom with Carrot Top. He likes easy money. He could, if Carrot Top went to Netflix and said $100 million, especially after these numbers with Mike Tyson, they're going to pay him 100. I believe 100 all in. 100 to fight Fake Paul at a catch weight. Why not? Yeah? Why not? Same with Usyk, if when he retires in a year or so, whenever it is. Go and handle this guy, man. He's no good. And he needs to feel. I can see it in him. He's got a big bitch inside him. I can see it in there. The way he fights. Anytime he gets in his shot, he's like choking and scared to death in there. I can see it in him. And the first person that gets in there and he can't run around because people have got some legs underneath them, Usyk will have legs underneath him. Carrot Top will have legs underneath him. So Fake Paul looks good running for Mike Tyson. Okay, 60 and couldn't move, essentially. He was literally in a wheelchair. With Carrot Top, Billy Joe couldn't run from Carrot Top. Yeah? Caleb Plant couldn't run from Carrot Top. Lara half ran, but Lara's good like that, to be fair. Lara's good. Jake Paul ain't got no Lara feet. I want a 20-foot ring as well. I want Jake Paul versus Canelo in a 20-foot ring. That's what I want. A normal ring. No big ass rings. I'll take it. To be fair, I'll take it in a 24-foot ring. But still. Just do a normal fight, Fake Paul. And you got the weight advantage. You're going to have 25 pounds on Carrot Top. And I think Carrot Top will... I have to believe that. Carrot Top will whack Fake Paul on the arm. Because Fake Paul shots, yeah, he's just slapping. He couldn't even put Mike down. He was trying his hardest. He couldn't put Mike down. Shot to bits. Finished. Them shots, yeah, Canelo's going to come in like this. And they're going to bounce off his arms. And he's going to wing something in. That's what he's going to do. And it'll be similar to the Billy Joe fight, to be honest. Really, in honesty. It'll be similar to the Billy Joe fight. Because what you'll see is... Jake Paul look at the floor. Bowl his right hand. Canelo. Beep. And ring the uppercut in. And you'll see his big moody pushback to the centre of his head. Barnet goes flying in the air, all greasy looking. That's what you'd see with Carrot Top in there with Fake Paul. And you can say, YB, this and the other, I'll put money on it. How about that? Yeah, there's no speculation. I'm telling you now, beat the brakes off him. Oh, YB, you said Mike Tyson can beat the brakes. I didn't know his legs was shot, man. I thought, I'm not going to lie, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I thought Mike Tyson's trainer in them, man, wouldn't put him in there if his legs were that shot. They must have known. You know what you saw in there. They knew what they were seeing. They knew what they was doing. And that guy who's apparently from Cuss's kind of lineage or whatever, he's old school. Mike Tyson's head trainer came up under Cuss as well. That was wrong of him. He should have told Mike, hey Mike, I love you, but your legs have gone. I don't know boxing as well as these men do, allegedly. Yeah, and you can say, well, you saw the footage. We saw little clips, to be fair. If I was in camp, if I'd have seen, for example, we were going back off the Roy Jones fight. If I'd have seen this kind of footage from Mike, like last night, it would have been a complete wrap. Essentially. I'd have said to you, his legs are shot completely. I thought, they must see something in that camp. But they was there bag chasing or whatever. That's what they was doing. So that was quite sad to see, really. In Cuss's name, if that makes sense, to do that. That's not cool. You knew he was shot to bits. You shouldn't put a shot to bits fighter in, a 60-year-old shot to bits man in there. That said, Mike did do I'm actually very impressed with Mike. Like I said, the takeaway from that fight, the highest skill we saw in that ring was Mike's head movement. That's a fact. Very, very top level head movement from Mike. What did Jake Paul do that was top level? Okay, run. He ran around from a 70-year-old man in cocaine years. In La Coca years, he's 70 years old. Well done, Fake Paul. You were able to outrun a 70-year-old man who's 5'8". Well done. Congratulations. Do you want a cookie and a medal? No. I'll tell you what you won. You won yourself a whooping from Carrot Top. That's what you won. You won yourself a whooping from Usyk. Get in there. One of these two. Get in there. And I expect, like I said earlier, this is an Oxfam... What's the word? This is an Oxfam appeal. Yeah, I expect people to chase this guy. Do you remember when Joe Egan was chasing John Fury around and Mickey Field was chasing them man around? Tony Bellew needs to come out, and I'll take Carl Froch for what it's worth. I'll take it, but I prefer 40. It's still old. It's not 25. But when you're going 50, I'm thinking, I'd still back Carl. I'd back Carl, but it's not like Carl's a former cruiserweight. He's also going to be small and old. Do you know what I mean? And Fake Paul can run. He can really run. He can really run. He's actually pretty good at running, to be honest. He's quite tricky at running. He loves to run. He does it his whole career. So, it's Tony Bellew, man. Tony Bellew will go in there and... People, Tony Bellew was boxing with Usyk. That's what he was doing. He was in the fight for 5-6 rounds, for whatever that's worth. And he punched up David Haye as well. Yeah, he punched up David Haye. Tony Bellew will punch up Fake Paul. So Tony Bellew now, you're working with Paddy Power, selling gambling to the unwashed masses. Tony Bellew need to come out on a campaign now, sponsored by Paddy Power, chasing Jake Paul around. Jake Paul want you. And to be honest, these men should really do it for free. They'll get paid. Get paid, whatever. Get paid then. Get paid. Don't outprice yourself. Do something fair or do something cheap. Come in cheap. I'll fight you for 5 mil, Jake Paul. Why not? It's free money. Tony Bellew needs to come out campaigning for some small amount of millions to finish Jake Paul. And I think Tony feels a bit, I don't want to look like I'm chasing. Who cares, man? I told everyone I was going away. People, if the next time I see Tony Bellew in a ring is versus Jake Paul, I'm there for it. Yeah? Handle that guy. But realistically, it's gonna be Canelo. I don't think Usyk's ever gonna do it, but I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Why not? It's free money, man. It's free money, and everyone's happy. I get to see Usyk slap Fake Paul about, win. Usyk gets paid 100 mil, win. And Fake Paul gets put back in his box, fighting mixed martial arts fighters who are 140 pounds and 70 years old. That's what he'll do. But I need to see it. I need to see someone put hands on this guy. He's irritating. He's no good. He really is no good. He's no good at all. Mike was shot to pieces. I've never seen Taylor. I saw a 2-man who were more shot than Mike. Evander Holyfield was more shot. And Chuck Liddell was more shot, but barely. Barely. The legs had gone. Even when you look at Mike's leg versus Roy Jones, his legs were shot. And Mike said after the fight, well, I'm not going to make excuses, but I had an operation. My knee was bunged up. I mean, again, these kind of bars from me, or these kind of bars when I hear them, they do irritate me. Because it's like, I get it. People were saying, oh, YB, he's old and whatever else. But there should be something fair about sport. Yeah? It should be fair. You don't go in there when you know your legs are shot. Does that make sense? Now you can say, YB, well, we knew that he's 60. Come on, man. He weren't putting footage out with his bunged up knees like that. That makes sense. He wasn't doing that. So it's a bit like false advertisement. And if he'd had any legs underneath him, Fake Paul would have been smoked. That's what you can guarantee. 100% confirmed. So the head movement from Mike. Slip. Caught half of that. Boss on the side of his head. And don't forget, look at Mike now. Mike at this point, he's cooked. Boshed him again. And this is a man going easy. Fake Paul's going easy, yeah? Mike Paul's just trying to... All of Mike's kind of coordination's like... He's like all over the place. He's old like an old man. Like an old man. Shock. Shock. He's 70-year-old in La Coca years. Oops. Oh, YB, you sounding all smart now, but you knew that before the fight. No, I didn't actually. I didn't know his legs was completely shot, folks. To tell the truth. Because if I did, yeah, if I did know, I'd have told you that. I didn't know there was that shot. I didn't know there was that shot, man. Jesus. He fought hard though, man. He kept biting. I ain't gonna lie. The commentator was actually right. The commentator said that Mike likes to bite his glove. I thought it was his mouth guard. Roy Jones had a bit of a debate with a guy, but he actually likes to bite his glove. I'm not sure. There you go. It was little shots like that. Little shots like that. Even Mike's completely off balance. Watch. Jake Paul steps in, drills Mike with a left hook, and Mike comes back and bops fake Paul. Look at this guy, people. Let me tell you something now about Canelo and Usyk. Look at Jake Paul here, hands down, pretending he's hard. How can Carrot Top and Usyk sit there, yeah, see this and be like, I want to fight a random bum. No one cares about. Come on. Canelo, you're fighting bums anyway, right? Canelo, you are fighting bums anyway. Complete bums. So if you're going to fight bums anyway, get in there with fake the cake, Paul. That's your obligation. How much more money you need to... You can make more money. I don't understand it. Clarissa Shields said, I don't get it. I guess the scary thing here is, folks, I've got to be honest, maybe Canelo's scared. That's the honest truth I'm thinking about now. Maybe he's scared. I can't believe it, though. People, if I had 10 years of experience, I'd get in there with fake Paul. I'd get in there with fake Paul myself, to be honest. I feel obliged to have a go. If I had any clout, I'd feel obliged to get in there and have a go. I'd feel obliged. And that's like, I'm not even in the games. It's like, what? Canelo's been in the game. How can he not? He must be more invested than I am. If I ain't got no skills and no experience, and I'll get in there and have a go, why wouldn't Canelo get in there and have a go? Unless he thinks he's got something to lose. I've got nothing to lose, so it makes sense. But Canelo might be thinking, oh, if I get clipped, or I think that Bivol fight really put the fear of God into Carrot Top. That's the honest truth here. The Bivol fight made Carrot Top feel like he's a victim. He's victim weight. Yeah? That Bivol fight made Carrot Top realise his victim weight status, essentially. He realised at that point, oh, I really am 150 pounds soaking wet. And there are men out there who are 200 pounds and they can just do what they want with me. They can have their way with me. That's probably what it is. People, Beterbiev is at 168. That fight on pay-per-view would be massive. 2 Mexicans. Massive it would be. So he'd make loads of money. Canelo says, oh, all that I'll get from fighting Beterbiev is an extra 20 pounds on fight night. He's scarred. That said, I can't believe it. I can't believe Canelo wouldn't go in there with this guy. Canelo said nothing on Instagram. Fake Paul was mentioning... Where is it? Fake Paul was mentioning Canelo after the fight somewhere. He said, yeah, I want Canelo next. What did Canelo say back? Let's have a look. Canelo... I can't understand it, people. I can't understand what's going on in this world today. No one's got no pride. Yeah? No one's got no pride. When Ali got punched up by Larry Holmes, Tyson felt obliged to handle that. Yeah? When Ali got punched up by Larry Holmes, Tyson felt obliged. We've just seen Mike in there and Jake sitting there taking the piss, all hands down, like it's all fun and games. And you, man, who have taken $500 million from the game, can't give a bean back, can't give nothing back to the game. You're sitting there worrying, look at this guy. Carrot Top got nothing to say, putting some moody ad out, some moody Spanish ad. That's what he's got to say. The world's in a pitiful state, people. I'm going to be honest. The world is in a pitiful state. You've even got Tank Davis came out. Tank Davis came out and said, oh, I'll whoop Jake Paul's ass. I thought, wicked. I'll take that if he wants it. I think he'll be too small, but I'll take it. Next thing I know, Gervonta Davis has removed the post. It's like, what's wrong with these guys, man? What's wrong with these man? Am I missing something here? Yeah? Am I missing something here? It feels to me like I'm living in another universe. It feels to me like Jake Paul's really that good. And I'm missing something here. No one wants to fight him. Everyone's scared to death to fight him. None of the stars want to step up and pop this guy in his mouth. Yeah? Now McGregor, he's been doing fantasy fights. McGregor, I think Jake Paul would punch McGregor up, to be fair. McGregor can't box for toffee. So forget about McGregor. I don't want to see fake Paul clown McGregor, which is what would happen. I'm thinking about Floyd as well, to be honest. How old's Floyd? Floyd's small though, ain't he? He's 140 pounds, man. He's too small. Floyd beat Logan Paul, but it was a bit closer than you would have liked, if I'm honest. So yeah, I don't want to see that. I want to see him get a whooping. And he needs to fight someone who can whoop. And Canelo, he's not the biggest, yeah, but he will whack you on your arm. Callum Smith's a big old dude, taller than Jake Paul. I bet Callum Smith walks around like 210 pounds if he's not been training for a while. Canelo whacked him on the arm. He didn't want no more. He didn't want no more. And I believe that if you can whack Callum Smith, a unified champion, on the arm, and he don't want no more, when fake Paul gets whacked on the arm, he ain't gonna want nothing to do with it. He didn't want nothing to do with 60-year-old Mike. That's what he didn't want. And you got these corny ass dudes. Javonta just removing tweets, and let's have a look at Javonta. Removing tweets and talking all. See what I mean? See what I mean with this guy? He's turned his profile off now. So he talked a bunch of shit, yeah? Javonta Davis has turned his profile off. He does this. He puts a load of tweets out. Whoop-de-whoop. Like he can do something. It's just a bit mad. I don't know what's wrong with this guy at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with Tank Davis. I think he's got issues. I think he's been chilling with Diddy too much. That's the honest truth. He's been Diddified. He's moving. Look, he's deleted all his posts. It's a bit mad. In fact, I can prove you what he initially said, because it's on ES News. Javonta Davis. I might beat the brakes off Jake. Here we go. This is clearly Instagram. Hours ago. Look, 8 hours ago. To the bozo that shared, here's Javonta with double A, yeah? To the bozo that shared the ring with Mike. You a whole bozo for this, and you didn't get the job done. Shithead. And then he said, one more thing, I'm going to beat the brakes off Jake when I catch him. Uppercut, jab, jab, left hook, uppercut, hook, watch. Oh, wow. Wow, Crawford. What's his? Crawford's lost his head. Oh, wow. Crawford's cooking Mike. I love Mike, but they're giving him too much credit. He looked like trash to train that long and only throw 97 punches. Crawford, all due respect, you ducking boots. Yeah? You ain't 60. Get in there with boots. Stop talking. What are you doing? Crawford, how many punches did you throw against Madrimov? You're bugging. You was in there fannying around, scared to death in there. And you're 35 or whatever. You're not 60. How ridiculous is this? I've never seen someone so disrespectful in my life. I've never seen someone so disrespectful in my life. Yeah? Rather than this is the problem with the Crawford. Yeah, guess what? Crawford? He's sponsored by Prime. Yeah, fake Paul's weird, zesty brother. Swinger's brother. With his missus. Everyone has to go on his missus. 100%. That's who he's sponsored by. So he's shilling his base. Oh, I love Mike Tyson, but they're giving him too much credit. He's 60 years old, and he was slipping all the shots. So what Terence Crawford's really saying? Oh, my paymasters want me to suck Jake Paul off. Jake was amazing, and it was so good, and oh my God. Fight boots. Stop talking. Yeah? If Mike Tyson should have done better in your eyes at 60, your 38-year-old ass need to get in there with boots and stop talking. Right? That's what you need to do. If it's so easy, don't tell me, oh, I've done my career now and boom. No, get in there then. Because you're 38, you're not 60. What are you talking about? These new age guys, man, I can't stand them. I can't stand these new age guys. I really can't. None of them. Gervonta Davis deleting posts. Crawford bugging out, shilling his base. Piers Morgan, forget about that Cabal dude. I'm trying to hear from him no more. Stephen A. Smith, you can't box with Toffee, man. I'm seeing your pub work. You can't talk about boxing. But Stephen A. Smith can't talk about boxing, man. You can't box with Toffee. Here we go. To be fair, Stephen A. Smith said, now it's time for Fake Paul to get in the ring with a top 10 fighter. No more basketball players, strikers from MMA or old men. It's time for Jake to get in a real fight. He's good enough. He's not good enough. That's why he's not doing it. What it is time to do, yeah, Crawford, instead of sitting here whining, you should come out and say, Turkey, pay me to handle this for Uncle Mike. Yeah? Giving him to... I'm actually pissed off. I'm glad Crawford said this, because I didn't like him anyway after that Majima fight. So now he's giving me exactly what I need to hear. He's a cornball. He's an idiot. Yeah? Terence Crawford, the plumber from Oklahoma. He's actually from Oklahoma as well. Where's he from? Omaha. Oklahoma, that's where he's from. I'll tell you where he's from. Oklahoma. Yeah? Terence Crawford is a plumber from Oklahoma. That's what he is. And he sounds like a plumber. I love Tyson, but they're giving him too much credit. No one's giving you credit for the Madrimov win. That was whack. Yeah? So Mike got credit because he's 60 and he was slipping and rolling all the shots. And Fake Ball couldn't do nothing. But life and death with him. That's why he's getting credit. The reason you ain't getting no credit is because you did nothing and you're 37. In the prime of your life, essentially. People, it was only a year ago Terence Crawford was in the prime of his life against Errol Spence, so he ain't that much out of his prime. And you cacked your pants. Mike Tyson was in there with a younger, and essentially, massively younger, half his age, less than half his age. It's like, whoa. You don't even want to get in there with boots. It's like, these guys, man, they got no self-critical. They're not able to be self-critical at all. They can just talk about everyone else. Oh, you're ducking boots. You've been ducking boots as well. And I think you'd probably beat Boots, to be honest, but you're ducking him. The same way I think Canelo would beat Benavidez. He ducking him. So that's the corny update on that situation. What else we got to talk about? Let's look at some comments quickly. Oh shit! Let's have a look at the super chats quickly, people. Oh man. My doggy Catalin came through again. Big boss. Tony Baloo versus JP. Jake Paul. Push this fast and hard. It's got narrative. It's got super build-up potential. It's got everything. I want to see Bellew mop the floor with his clout. It's on Bellew at this point, people. It's on Bellew. We can't do it. I can try, but we can't do it for him. Yeah? I'm on a tiny channel. I can't do nothing. If I was Wade or whatever, if I was Wade Plebans, if my name was Wade Plebans, I might be able to do something. Yeah? But I'm not. I got no clout. I got no... But we need... Tony was there anyway, shilling his whatever. Get in there, man, and put it on. There needs to be an organised thing here from someone like that. Beterbiev called out Jake Paul. No, he didn't. Please don't tell me this. Oh my God, I'm rock hard now. I've got a boner, man. If that's true. Beterbiev called out Jake Paul. Oh my God, I've got a boner, folks. If that happened. Beterbiev will beat his ass. Please. Do it for the belts, man, as well. Let Jake Paul ball down. Let Jake Paul ball down. Let Beterbiev... In fact, Beterbiev wants to go to cruiserweight anyway. Beterbiev wants to go to cruiserweight anyway, man. This is the fight, people. This is even better than Blue. Beterbiev will beat the brains on Fake Ball. Oh my God, this is perfect. I hope you're not playing with me, man. Please don't be playing with me. Let me have a look on Benson. Apparently, it's on Benson. Please don't play with me, man. I completely forgot about I didn't think about Beterbiev because he's active and he's fighting Bivol and whatever else. He's serious, but Carrot Top and Usyk. I mean, Usyk's still serious, but I'm thinking he's older. Oh my god, he's done it. Oh my god. Artur Beterbiev offering fake Paul a shot at his WBA, WBC, IBF, W World Heavyweight titles on Instagram today. Oh my god, he has as well. Let's go on the actual Instagram to confirm it. Lock it in, folks. This is perfect. Jake Paul's a 175er. Jake Paul, do you want to be undisputed at 175? Let's see how much you like boxing. Yeah? 4 belts. Who gets that opportunity? Voluntary. For sure. That's a voluntary defence. And I don't care if Beterbiev has to drop a belt or 2. I don't care if he drops all the belts. To be honest, he's done what he needs to do. He punched people up anyway. He punched people up. My interest rematch. I want to see him fuck fake Paul up. How about that? What was his name again? Artur Beterbiev. Let's have a look and see if it's real, folks. Let's have a look and see if it's real. Oh my god, it's real, people. It's real. It's real, man. Get on this guy, man. Fuck the belts, man. What we need, yeah? Oh, so let me put you on the game now. This is the game. Fuck the belts. Don't give this guy no excuses. Beterbiev's 40. He's been wanting to go to cruiserweight anyway. Fight Jake Paul at cruiserweight. Yeah? Beterbiev's made good money. He hasn't made critical money. That's probably why he's more inclined than say a Usyk or a Canelo, because they've already been paid big money. This will be Beterbiev's put on. So go to cruiserweight or at 175. Either way, if Jake Paul wants a shot at a belt, and Jake Paul's a 175er. He fought Nate at 185 and was soft. He could make 175 for sure. He could. It's a fact. In fact, when did he fight? Let's see what weight he fought Deji at. Jake Paul versus Deji weight. Okay, Jake Paul was 182 pounds, but I don't think he was boiling down though. Let's have a look at Deji. Let's have a look how soft Jake Paul looked. And he was 24 at this point or something. Oh, or maybe not. Oh no, to be fair, he's pretty lean. He's pretty lean actually at 181. That's actually his best shape. But I don't think he was boiling down for that. I think that was actually the fight, the weight he got into the ring on. I think Jake Paul's in the ring at 182 here. And this really is how this is how athletes should look, if we're honest with ourselves. Athletes shouldn't be all bulbous, and Jake Paul at 185 is bulbous. He doesn't look athletic, he looks soft. This is how athletes should look. Yeah, athletes should look like that. Maybe even a bit leaner, to be honest, but somewhere around here. So he can make 175. He can make 175. He certainly can cut 10 pounds, 15 pounds of water weight, which is what they all do to make 175. That's a fact. He can certainly do that for undisputed at 175 or for a belt. Yeah. And in fact, this would be great for Turkey to promote his Ring Magazine situation. Maybe Beterbiev drops the belts and he fights for the cruiserweight Ring Magazine on its own. I don't know, something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? One of them ones, because oops. And then if Beterbiev whoops Jake Paul, they can do Beterbiev versus Jabba at cruiserweight or whatever. So it's got some meaning then. That's what Turkey needs to do, man. Turkey also called Mike before the fight and wished him all the luck. One sec. Turkey called Jake Paul Mike Tyson before the fight and wished him all the luck and gave him a pep talk or whatever. So Turkey likes boxing, I believe. He's got to feel like I feel now, right? And hence, Turkey. This is Turkey all day. Yeah, Turkey, you did Tyson Fury versus Mbongo. Rubbish. Yeah? You did whatever clown show you put on. That's call it that. Yeah, if you can put that on, you can find a way to make Beterbiev and fake Paul for the culture, Turkey. That's what you can do. And honestly, no Diddy, I feel like if Turkey came to me and said, YB, suck this, yeah? And I'll make Beterbiev versus Jake Paul, I might have to suck him at this point. That's the honest truth here. Pause. I might have to. I need to see this bad. Yeah, Beterbiev will beat the brakes off fake Paul. It's even better than to be fair, Beterbiev is actually the perfect one. The gods are listening, people. The gods are listening. The gods are listening. This is the best outcome. Yeah, the best outcome. Usyk, I'm not sure he'd slap Jake Paul about, but I'm not sure he'd finish Jake Paul. Ain't got the aggression. Canelo, he too small and whatever. Beterbiev will do fake pull some serious arm. Proper. He'd get knocked out. For sure, I bet on that as well. He'd get knocked out. Bivol was running like a thief and he almost got knocked out. Jake Paul get the brakes beat off him. I'm pushing it every day for the next month. I'm doing a video on this. Beterbiev versus fake Paul. Doing my bit. Whatever I was doing. What are you man doing? All these other corny channels. True Geordie, what are you doing? True Geordie, get out there and promote this fight. Beterbiev versus fake Paul. Do something, man. You dug enough pocket already. Yeah? You man have dug enough pocket. Do something for the culture, man. We need to see Beterbiev beat the breath. And that's the thing. What will happen is, all the kind of pseudo-boxing homosexuals will come out and say, oh no, Beterbiev's a real champion and he shouldn't lower himself. You're bugging and you are traitorous to the game. You've just seen Mike in there looking like he's about to have a heart attack. And Jake Paul masquerading like he's really doing something. Beterbiev called for it. Make it happen, Turkey. I don't want to hear about... Honestly, I want to see Beterbiev versus Jake Paul above any other fight in the world right now. That's the God's honest truth. I'm not really... When I think about it now, I'm more interested in Beterbiev versus Jake Paul than I am Usyk versus Fury and any other rubbish you're throwing out there, to be honest. I really am. So fair play to fake Paul. He's done his job. That's why people used to tune in and watch Floyd. They couldn't wait for him to lose. The difference is Floyd fought complete bums and Artur Beterbiev will proper fill this guy in. And I think maybe there's enough law if they can do it for the belts. Or if Turkey puts a big bag up and makes it for the Ring magazine belt. Something like that. There might be enough law there. Ultimately, it's about money. Imagine if Jake Paul could outbox Beterbiev. That would look great for him. There's enough there, is what I'm saying. There's enough there to run with it. It's not the Canelo in terms of the size. It's not the... Well, I think it's similar to the Usyk fight. Obviously, the Usyk fight will be bigger because Usyk's a heavyweight and it's got the Tyson Fury / AJ knockoffs. But it's more of a European thing still. The Usyk fight would be. They could do Beterbiev versus Jake Paul in Saudi. No doubt. Jake Paul versus Beterbiev would be the second biggest fight of his career. Behind that Mike one. Be much bigger than Jake Paul and Tommy. Much bigger. I can't believe that, man. Salute to Beterbiev. And I like Beterbiev. I contacted one of his trainers a while ago on Instagram after the fight and said a few things. And his trainer he came back and he was proper humble. His name's John Scully. He puts out some great posts actually. Let's have a look on here. I like some of his posts. But he seems proper based. Not in the new age way either. Scully, he's a boxer as well. Here we go. He put a few... Here we go. This is the post. This is the post from Beterbiev's trainer. So he's posted a picture of Beterbiev here. And he put this thing out here. To all my fellow Americans who are hoping for a different outcome, I promise you, if you turn off the news and focus on enjoying your life, the only changes you'll see are cheaper gas, cheaper groceries, cost of living going down, less crime, no wars, less pharmaceutical commercials. I promise you, once you detox from 24-hour line news cycle, your life will change. So it's pretty base, is the point I'm making. Internet definitely tells a lot of people, and they do this on the right and the left. Yeah, the right people say, oh, the lefties. The left say, oh, the rednecks. So they do it on both sides. So he's based, bottom line. And, yeah, I got a lot of respect for this guy. So this Beterbiev thing, this is what I've been talking about. This is what Clarissa Shields was talking about. This is how you're supposed to feel. Yeah? Obviously, Beterbiev's woke up today and felt like I felt. Yeah, I don't have no clout and I can't box for toffee, so I'm no good. But Beterbiev, yeah, he's got the same mind as me. He's woke up and he's pissed off. This clown's out here putting his hands down, thinking it's all fun and games, and slapping Mike on his head when his legs are shot to bits. So Beterbiev done something that no one else is doing. Carrot Top's promoting his moody Spanish ads, some crap no one wants to buy. Gervonta Davis is half playing, it's too small in here, but he's half putting out there and deleting his account, corny ass, estrogenic. You got Terence Crawford, whoop-de-whoop, man, oh, Matt look bad, chilling his prime base. And then it's Beterbiev, it makes sense to be honest, Beterbiev's the guy who's serious. He's serious. That's what Beterbiev is. Beterbiev is serious. And he's very, even when he beat Bivol, he's very respectful, saying, I want to be a better boxer. And I could have done better, I'm not impressed. He's like proper humble. Genuinely humble. Not the AJ humble, not the whatever else humble. Proper humble. And he wants to do people. Yeah, I think it takes a humble individual to feel it. Canelo's too built up, too much in his ego. He's too much, oh, I'm the A side, and oh, I've completed the game, I can do what I want. You need humility to do this. Yeah? To whoop Jake Paul's ass, you need humility to do it. He's a goofball. Yeah? At Jake Paul, he said, what can you do in the ring against the current undisputed champion? Just know, I'm always open to any suggestions. Now, Jake Paul's team, and I suggest, yeah, any IFL / all them dudes who hang around with Jake Paul, whatever else, you need to ask him this question. I don't want to hear about Canelo, because Canelo ain't interested. Yeah? Forget about Canelo. Talk sport Gareth Davis. Get your microphone in his face and ask him, Beterbiev just called you out for the 4 belts. What do you want? That's what I want to hear for the next year. What do you want? What are you saying? Yeah? When you won in the favour of Beterbiev, he won it. He dreaming of you. That's all I want to hear from now on. About when Jake Paul's name comes up, I do not want to hear it mentioned outside of Artur Imad Beterbiev. Don't bother mentioning it. I'm not interested in hearing his name. He's been called out now. You've been called out by a man who's got all the belts you came to want. He's smaller than you to some extent. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. What are you waiting for now? You want to make the biggest events in boxing. How big would that be? Undisputed champion versus fake Paul. Straight in there. You want Canelo? What's the difference? With all due respect, it's only a weight division. It's only one weight division. One. If you fight Canelo, what's the difference, people? Explain it. Apart from the fact, obviously, Canelo's got more clout, but that will show what Jake Paul's about. You don't really believe he can win. Because if he did, it'd be... Well, we'll see. It's early days. It's only been out for an hour, but listen. I've got massive love for Beterbiev, to tell the truth. Massive love for Beterbiev. And Turkey, you make it happen. That's what Turkey does. Yeah? Turkey, you make it do what it do. That's what you need to do. You make this fight cruiserweight. As not an exhibition, but as a fun fight, or you make it for belts somehow. I don't think Fake Paul's going to go down to 175, to be honest, but make it a cruiserweight. Let Beterbiev's 40 anyway. Let him eat some more food. That'd be good to see. Maybe even do it heavyweight, so that it's kind of like, oh, Jake Paul's going to be heavier and whatever else. I don't give a fuck. I really couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck at all. Beterbiev will come in there 205. Jake Paul can be 225 all he wants. Beterbiev will walk straight through him. And when I tell you, yeah, I'll be saving up, proper Scroogely saving up to put the money on the KO and get paid bigly, that's what I'll be doing. I swear down. I've never said that before. I will save up for however many months and put it all on after Beterbiev knocking this clown out. Because the thing about Beterbiev is, he ain't going to take a dive like that. He's not going to, oh, well, the rules say this, and he's not going to do that. He's going to sign up if it's a genuine fight or not. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to, I'll have a move around with Jake. He's going to fill his head right in. And that's what would happen. So salute to Beterbiev is my favourite fighter of all time at this point. After today, Artur Imad Beterbiev. Artur Imad Butterbiv's head. Is my favourite fighter officially of all time. He was close anyway, even after that. After that Bivol win, he was close. But now he's made that now. He's made his legacy. Crawford's fell off bad. He's a cornball. He's sold out. Anyway. Oh, man. Now we'll see if Jake Paul really serious about boxing. Yeah, someone said that. I'm gonna do a video on that. Joe Biden versus fake Paul. that's what Jake Paul like to do. Yeah, Tommy and Jake. Yeah, but Tommy can't punch. I mean, Tommy probably would outbox him anyway. Again, to be fair, but he can't box, so it's no good. Oh, here we go. Here's a top shill. You ready for this, people? Why are we matching a YouTube boxer with elite boxers, my guy? Jake need to go through the right channels. Fight anyone in top 5. No, he does not need to do that. Stop with all the Beterbiev nonsense. You stop. He's fighting a 60-year-old man and making out he's really slick. Yeah? What don't you understand about that? What part of going in there and making out you're the face of boxing against a 60-year-old man who shot to bits is stop with all the Beterbiev nonsense. Don't forget as well, Jake Paul's the one who's been calling out Canelo. Bottom line. If you call out Canelo and Beterbiev says, listen, Carrot Top's a pussy, but I'll step in there and do it, what's the problem here? He said he won it. I didn't ask him to say he wanted it. Paul versus Bellew at Bridgerweight. Seems Bellew created the division. No, I want Beterbiev. I'll take anything. I'll take Bellew, but I think Beterbiev's got more clout than Bellew at this point. Jake Paul wanted nothing of Hasim Rahman Jr. Yeah, that was. I mean, Hasim got punched up by an American football player though. He got punched up bad, so I don't know. I think Jake Paul has improved. He's improved a bit. He does know how to run. That's a fact. He's pretty concise at running. Yeah, Greg Hardy. He got beat by Greg Hardy, and Rahman Jr. didn't want to put his hands together, so I don't know about Rahman Jr. Yeah, I mean, Beterbiev put it on Bivol, yeah? I think it was the first round or whatever, and Bivol looked like he was about to go in that first round. Bivol was about to go in that first round. Jake Paul legitimately would be out of there in 6 rounds. Because Jake Paul's already blowing. Jake Paul was blowing with Mike Perry. Do you understand, people? He was blowing in there after 5 rounds with Mike Perry. He was blowing. Proper hanging. And he wasn't even getting hit back. I think Beterbiev will do him in 6 rounds. Seriously. Jake needs someone he thinks is easy that will draw. Yeah, but Canelo's not easy, is he? But he's a bigger draw than Beterbiev. But still, I mean, it's a fair... It's a fair thing. It's a fair thing, man. What if Beterbiev leaves Jake Paul in a coma? Then that's the way it goes, man. That's the way the cookie crumbled. That's the way the cookie crumbled, man. We got to pray something happens. Over under 32 seconds for Beterbiev. Yeah, Jake Paul versus Fabio Ward. Listen, we'll take any of these, but these guys don't have the profile. It's going to be someone big like Canelo, Usyk, Beterbiev, even so, because of his champion status. Anyway, let's move on now. Paul versus Johnny Bash. Yeah, Johnny Fisher will punch him up as well. Anyone half decent will punch him up. But yeah, shout out to the dude who came through and put me on with the Beterbiev bars, man. That was fire. That made my day, that did. Paul versus Mbongo. That's a point. People, Martin Bakole can't get a fight. Yeah. Martin is never going to fight Martin Bakole, but I'd love something. I'd love Turkey, yeah. You know Turkey loves wasting money. I'd love Turkey to go to Jake Paul and say, hey, Jake Paul, I've got 100 million for you to get in there with Bakole. Well, even to be fair, Beterbiev. At least Beterbiev at cruiserweight, there'd be enough of an angle there kind of thing. Bakole would just be... There'd be no angle with Bakole, yeah, right. Jake Paul versus Beterbiev, some people would think, oh, Jake Paul can do this, Jake Paul can do that. Bakole would just be a no. Because at least Jake Paul would be taller than Beterbiev, I think, by an inch or two. So there'd be some narrative there. In all the face-offs, Jake Paul would look bigger, so there'd be enough there to work with, to build it. Bakole, though, there'd be no point. Because, yeah, Jake Paul actually looks small on fight night against Mike Tyson in terms of his density. He looks soft, and Mike Tyson looked bigger. Obviously, he was shot, but he's a proper heavyweight. Mike Tyson is. Jake Paul's not. So yeah. But I wouldn't mind any of them, but it's not going to happen. For sure. Let's move on now anyway. I've been talking for so long. Let's move on now to Taylor versus Serrano. I think we'll finish here. Well, we've got 2 more things. Taylor versus Serrano, and then I'll do a gambling update with my results. Taylor versus Serrano was one of the biggest robberies I've ever seen in my life. Honestly. I ended up losing a $5 because I put, in the middle of the fight, I think after about 3 rounds, I thought, you know what, I'm putting some money on a draw. I got in on a draw at like 30-1. 30-1 for Taylor versus Serrano to draw. And when the bell went, I thought, wicked, I'm proper in here. This could be a draw. When I heard 95-94, I thought, okay, still. So I had Serrano winning by 2 or 3 rounds. I was the same as the Netflix scorecard, more or less. Even when you factor in the point taken off for headbutting, I don't know how she won that fight. Ever. The only person who looked dangerous all night, Serrano was fighting with one eye, and still the only person who looked dangerous was Serrano. Serrano was lighting her up in the early rounds before the cut. And Serrano's team made a great point. They said, listen, we've only been cut twice in our career. Both of them are Katie Taylor fights. She comes in with, she's a dirty fighter, I'm going to be honest. She's a dirty fighter, and I don't rate her at all, I never have. She's like a slapping machine. She slaps, thrashes. And to be fair, I think because the blood got into... Serrano came out with a really good game plan. She was really tight, and she was pop, pop, whap, whap. Looking really good and tight and sharp. And then as I think the blood got in her eye and obviously she got tired, she started devolving and she started just thrashing around with Katie Taylor. Listen, when you factor it all in, the point taken off, the fact Serrano had one eye, how did Katie Taylor ever win that fight? That fight was actually more of a robbery than the first. The first one, I could genuinely see how you could give it to Katie. This fight, though, there is no way with a point taken off you can ever. Katie was clinging on for dear life, running and headbutting. There's no way after that fight you can give it to Katie Taylor. I'm sorry. And in fact, let's have a look at McTapper, because McTapper normally shields his base and sucks off. He sucks off. Who does he suck off? He sucks off Katie Taylor. So I want to see if he's honest, but probably not. He's probably shilling his base. Oh wow, Conor McGregor with a bad joke. They are eyeing Pritchard Colon for his next opponent. Yeah, that's a bit of a man, to be fair, but I get the point he was making. Notorious MMA, here we go. Let's see what he's had to say. Where is he deleted all his posts? Why do they do? People are estrogenic these days. Why do people say things these days and remove them? It's really gimpy, honestly. It's really gimpy. So yeah, basically, Conor McGregor didn't post about Katie Taylor. Normally saying, oh, well done, you've done for Ireland or whatever else. He nothing. Tells you a lot about the fight. If Conor McGregor can't shield for Katie Taylor, you know she lost that fight. And that's the bottom line. She's massively over. I've never rated her like that. I don't know how she keeps winning these fights, to be honest. Well, she didn't. That's how she keeps winning. Eddie Hearns obviously paid the judges handsomely because there was a big beef between Jake Paul and Eddie Hearns. So Lord Massa Hernstein, he put the judges on. That's the only way you got on people. How could not one judge see it for Serrano? It's like, what the fuck? How could not one judge see it for Serrano? That's proper rigging, that is. I'm sorry. And I like how they did it cutely. They all give it by 1 round. It's like, ooh, just the bare minimum for her to definitely win. Okay. Yeah. Ridiculous. And it's results like that. Well, even if you take out the headbutt, even if you take out the point off, she still lost. So you throw that in there, it's like, they're only 10 rounds as well. So Serrano was up a round already. She only got to win half to 5. She at least did that. At least. I can't really remember the breakdown, but she could have won the first 5 rounds until the cut came. I had a win in every round until the cut came. In fact, I remember that, actually. I think it was round 5. In round 5, that was the first. Round 5 was the first round I gave to Katie. I had it 4-1 after 5. So are you telling me that Serrano didn't win one more round? In my book, Serrano only had to win 1 of the last 5, including the point taken off, and she got a win. Ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. So it's a nice little cabal scam for you, man. Anyway, let's get to the gambling part now before I get out of here. This is the take home for today. So we lost here. Here's this one here. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. We lost £5 on that, betting on the draw. And then we got this messy situation. I made some money, as I mentioned yesterday, on Jake Paul. Mike Tyson going the distance. I made £45 on that. That was essentially my only winner of the night. I then lost £34 on Mike Tyson to win. So what I ended up doing, I actually put 50 quid on. I put 50 quid on Mike to win. In general. At 3-1. And then, halfway through the fight, the odds had gone down. It was like 10-1 for Mike Tyson to win. But I cashed out. I cashed out at a bet early. So I saved myself 15 quid there. Kind of thing. If it was, it'd have been 15 quid more. So I'm down at this point, what? I lost a fiver there. I've lost. So after that, I'm up a fiver still. And then you take these big ones, probably down 60 quid actually. It's about 60 quid. 55, 60 quid. I lost 42. I can't believe it's that much. I got carried away. People. Let's have a look at how I lost 42. Tyson on points. Yeah, I got carried away because the odds were so good. It was 26-1. It was 25-1, sorry, for Tyson on points. So I put 40 quid in it, which would have paid back over £1,000, or about £1,000. So I was probably licking my lips thinking, something sweet tonight. And if he'd have been a little bit less shot, it would have been that way. So I don't regret it as such. 26-1, 25-1. It's worth a punt, to be honest. What's going on here? That's the point I need to mention about Chris Smith. Chris Smith's fighting this weekend. He's a pretty decent underdog. I've put a fiver, I think, or a tenner on him as well, at 2-1 to win that fight. Yeah, I've lost £52 last night. Here it is, total P&L, $52. And this one, Tyson on points. Got money everywhere. Got heaps of money everywhere. Yeah, I've got greedy thinking about the upside. But listen, when it's 26-1, if it's 20, you can't go wrong with bets like that, man. The problem was I got greedy. Is the problem. But if Mike's legs hadn't been so shot, he could have easily got a draw or nicked that fight. He was just completely finished. I told you already at the start. I said I was hopeful. I was hoping Jake Paul would get smoked. Okay, so I don't care. Whatever is what it is. It's done now. Let's go back to the boxing. To be fair, I don't really gamble often, if that makes sense. It's not like I'm on here every week chasing gambling and trying to... I only bet... Last time I bet before this was, I think, Beterbiev. The last time I bet a decent amount was Beterbiev. And that was, what, a month ago. So I only bet on the big ones. I'll do little bets like this, like Chris Smith. I've got what? I've got a fiver at 2.5-1 on Chris Smith. So it pays 12 quid. It's just like a little mash, but hopefully we get that through and we recoup some of our losses for real. Also, I'm gonna put £1 on a draw as well. The draws get me for some reason. I always think, yeah, the draws could work. I'll put some in there and see if it happens. See if it gets activated. I'll put a bid in. It could be a draw. They're quite hard to get though, isn't it? It's got to be magical. Look at that Serrano fight. If anything, I don't know how they give it to Katie Taylor, man. It's mad. People are bugging, seriously bugging. Anyway, I think that's it, people. That is the rundown. So I'll check some comments and I'll get out of here. Tetley said, "Wonder what flavour." I wonder what flavour Tyson's gloves were. Oh, I reckon they were beefing her. Oh my god, that's mad. It's true. I don't know what was wrong with him, mate. I don't know if it was anxiety or what, but he was proper sucking on his glove, man. He was like, whoa, what's wrong with this guy? I honestly thought it was his mouth guard was popping out. Oh, man. Let's have a look again. Someone's put a super chat in there. My dog EAC came through. Big love, brother. Did you see Shane McGuigan airing out Malik Scott? He just talks shite. I don't know how he's doing. Got a job. No, I haven't seen it, to be fair. I haven't seen it. I need to check. I need to watch it. Maybe I'll find it now. Can you send links in the comments? He also said about he ruined Wilder by taking away his right hand, essentially, and said, I don't know how Wilder employed him after KOing him in 30 seconds. Yes, mad. But Malik Scott's got that African American, or even any preacher, he's got that evangelical type preacher shtick to him. That makes sense. He knows how to punk someone. He knows how to, not punk, but he knows how to manipulate people's minds and make a good sell, make it sound cool. Usyk doesn't have those mountain man genetics like Beterbiev has. No, I'd rather see Beterbiev, because Beterbiev, Usyk versus Jake Paul, there's no conversation. Usyk would be too big and he would proper box his head in. The Beterbiev narrative will get enough of the Jake Paul new age homosexuals to think he's going to do something. Yeah, you'll see the weigh-in, especially if it's at cruiserweight. You'll see the weigh-in and Jake Paul look massive, and it'll be like, ooh, what's going to happen here? We'll know what's going to happen, but there'll be enough intrigue there to make it half interesting. I'm just praying, because all Beterbiev's just step up, the next division up from Canelo. So if he'll fight Canelo, there's no reason not to, especially if Turkey can put it on. But with Netflix, you don't even need Turkey necessarily, but Jake Paul versus, what's his name? Jake Paul versus Beterbiev isn't as... Canelo would be a massive United States pay-per-view, similar to the Mike one. Beterbiev not so much, so it's one of them ones. It will be Jake Paul versus Tony Bellew next, hopefully. Why Beterbiev hit so hard while not winding up? It's still a mystery to me. Any ideas? Yeah, I mean, when I train boxing now, I used to try and copy Canelo and like wing shots in. I still try and do that, to be fair, on the bag and whatnot, but I've started focusing now on just trying to tap it, not tap it, but generate power, but short power, and not loads of that power. So it's interesting. I don't know how he does. I don't know how he, and even Bivol said exactly that Canelo loads up, but Beterbiev shots are as hard as Canelo's, but he's not loading up. It must just be his genetics, his muscle fibers are just dense and packed with explosive force. But then he gets quicker as well. Sorry, he's able to maintain normally explosive athletes like Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike Tyson had about 3 or 4 rounds in his prime, or 5 rounds of extreme explosiveness. After that, he'd be falling in, clinching, and it'd be like one punch at a time. That's normally the case for explosive athletes. Beterbiev, but then again, Beterbiev isn't as quick. Beterbiev generates a lot of power, but there's not a whole bunch of speed behind it. So I don't really know. It's fascinating. It's just great genetics, essentially. Oh man, I wonder what flavour Tyson's gloves were. I reckon they're beefing. That comment made me laugh, man. Rarest Phil said Mike Tyson was just trying to get the bag. He was too busy butt in his glove, and Jake is useless. He's a useless big bag of milk. He couldn't even get a legless 60-year-old out of there. Oh man, I'm dead, man. He was completely legless as well. He was completely legless. Completely legless. Oh man, I'm dead. Oh, who cares anyway? Serrano is a fake pool fighter. Yeah, but I mean, whether she's a fake pool fighter or not, I don't like to see robberies for no reason. I don't like to see blatant robberies. Taylor won. You bugging, man. What are you watching? Serrano lost. You, man, are on the dark, man. Too light on the dark for you, man, for sure. Bottom line, Jake never knew how slow he was. Yeah, he's really slow because Mike was catching him. Mike with no legs underneath him caught him. Anyway, people, big shout out to my doggy Catalin for coming through and boosting the coin, and AC as well. It's been 2 hours now, folks. It's mad. People was saying how good Mike's leg was, and now we come to find out. Now we come to find out Mike has no legs. Come on, man. No, I didn't. No, I didn't think Mike. I didn't think Mike's legs were that good. Yeah, but I thought his head movement was good. His head movement was good. To be fair, his head movement was good. His legs looked herky jerky, but I thought he had enough in there. I didn't realise the ring would be so big as well that would require him to constantly use them. That's funny. Oh, Mike is a weed head and not a warrior anymore. Yeah, even after the fight, he was like, oh yeah, I did my best, I'm a warrior. His trainer was shouting, saying, get in there. You got to be more aggressive, and he just couldn't. I mean, he's 60, man. He's a granddad. He's been smoking too much toad venom, all that hippie Jew, all them hippie herbs have mellowed him out. And he's 60, bottom line. The granddads are never more aggressive. You're not going to. You rarely meet an aggressive man at 60 unless he's been off the meth. Yeah, unless you meet a meth head. If your man's off the Breaking Bad, then he might be tweaking at 60, but you don't get no aggressive 60-year-olds like that. Jake Paul will fight McGregor. McGregor won't fight Jake Paul though, because Jake Paul would beat McGregor. Why Beterbiev hit so hard? Tony Bellew wanting that Jake Paul payday, no doubt about it. Any thoughts on Figueroa versus Rosales? I didn't watch that one, I don't think. Beterbiev would probably get paid to lose. No way. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. Beterbiev would not do that. I don't believe. He's got honour. He wouldn't do that. Guaranteed. What were Mike's friends and family doing letting him in there? Dude, yeah, that's the truth, people. Yeah, the way my coins got bumped betting on Mike. Earlier in the video, I asked that question. How is it? What's going on here? Yeah, because they knew what they was looking at. If you were in camp with Mike, all the Netflix build up was like, oh my god. One guy was saying in the corner. One guy was saying in the video of Mike, oh my god, Mike, I've known you. Some old dude who's like 90 years old. He was saying, oh Mike, I've been in the Catskills with you since you were 12, and this is the strongest I've ever seen you look. Now, obviously, I assume there was some hyperbole there. Hyperbole, sorry. Hyperbole. Yeah, I assume there was some hyperbole there. But I thought, come on. And Mike was saying, yeah, these guys wouldn't blow smoke up my ass. They're not saying that for nothing. I thought, okay, I tend to take people at their word. If someone sits there and says, you're the best I've seen since you were 12, I'm not saying that he was definitely going to be best he's ever seen, but come on, you got to have something there. Your leg can't be completely shot, and his legs were completely shot. His reactions were completely shot. So, Mike just wanted to get the bag to fund his toad venom habit. Oh my god. That's Sewer King. His channel. Who's the Sewer King? Mike's legs. Mike's legs. I've got a tenner on. I've got a fiver on Chris Billiam-Smith at 2-1, 2.5-1. That's what I've got it on for Billiam-Smith versus Wazirda. I've got no idea who wins. It's 50-50, but Billiam-Smith's a natural heavy cruiserweight. Oh man, Mike's legs were at home smoking weed. That's unbelievable. Not gonna lie, I was mad when I woke up and to find the results. Mike actually has a prosthetic leg. That's unbelievable. That's proper unbelievable. Oh man. Anyway, people, I'm out of here, yeah? Yeah, Billiam-Smith's an underdog. It's worth a punt, so I'm thinking. Anyway, smash the like button on the way out, people. One love, and I'll catch you, man, on the flip. 100%, not doubt about it.